been kind of a rough week. We're almost at the end of the first week of May, and I'm looking at the videos that I have posted and scheduled for the rest of the month. And the last video that I have uploaded is going to be airing, I think, May 19th, and then I'm officially out of content. So before we go into the June reads and the May wrap up and all of that, since I have videos that are scheduled so far in advance, I thought that we would do a little bit of a reading vlog, and then maybe over the next week or so, I can bring you guys up to date with what it is that I'm doing. I'm having a time, you guys. I'm having a time. I have not been able to accomplish a single print book since April. I've got about 4 books going right now. I think I completed 1 audiobook, and I am just in the middle of like 7 books right now, and I don't seem to be making any progress on any of them. And I don't know if it's because my life has been just crazy busy for the first week of May, but usually I would have had 1 or 2 books finished by now, maybe one that was a leftover of an April book, and then I would have started a smaller one and finished a smaller one now. We're 8 days into the first week of May. I think we're May 8th today. I may have said we're May 6th. We're 8 days into May right now, and I've DNF'd 2 books already, which I will talk to you about in the May wrap up. But basically, one of them was A Wizard of Earthsea by Ursula K. Le Guin, who I've never read before. And 3 of the first 4 of the Earthsea series I picked up in my latest eBay haul. And then one of the books, the 3rd in the series, you guys saw me pick up at that independent bookstore out in Cornwall, Ontario, which I think is called Red Cart Books. So I picked that one up on Indie Bookstore Day in Canada. And in the end, I just got bored of the novel. And I'm so glad that I didn't pay more than $5.99 for that book that I picked up, the 3rd in the series, because now I can probably just go ahead and resell all 4 because they're like vintage copies. I'll try and get some money back for them. But I don't know, like I couldn't make it past 78 pages into that book before I was like so bored of it. I think that it was the language, because it really is a product of its time. I think was published in the 60s. And I don't know, I just couldn't get into it. Like I wanted to, because it's one of those classics of fantasy that everybody is supposed to like, but I just couldn't get into it. So right now I'm sitting on the couch. I haven't done my hair. Like, as you can see, it's like not even combed. I'm not showered. I had the roughest day yesterday with my small business shipping things to the USA. Every day we're getting new, regulations. There's new things that we need to do in order to make sure that our packages can get past customs in the country. So, that's touching everybody, including myself. And this is not a political channel, so we're not going to be talking about anything to do with that. But it was just like a whole day of sorting out these shipping nightmares, trying to get my products to my customers that are in the US. And today I just need a mental break. I need a mental break. So I'm sitting here. This is my reading posture. And at this length, a full arm's length from the camera, I actually can't see the screen because I get blind an arm's length away. I have myopia. So, so this is me. So I have to put on my glasses to talk to you, but this is me sitting on the couch, and I've got my library book here, which is taking me forever to read. And it's not because it's a bad book. It's a really good book. I'm really enjoying it. But I just can't make any headway on anything that I've set out to do all week. It's Thursday, and I've hardly been able to read anything. Anytime I do sit down and try and read, I just end up passing out, which is not great. The pile of books behind me, as you can see, is growing. I told myself that I wouldn't take out any more library books unless I physically read books off of my TBR. You can imagine how well that's going for me right now. So yeah, welcome to my channel. If you're returning or new here, this is a super long intro to like a really weird vlog where not great things are happening so far. But I needed content, so here it is. And I guess that I will keep you guys posted as to whatever progress I make, if I make progress, because it's not been great so far this month. So just, very busy, lots of housekeeping issues, and not a lot of time to read. So, and the weather is not great, as you can see. It's like cloudy and overcast and raining. So it's like, so I can't even go for a walk right now because it's cold. It's 13 degrees Celsius. I'll put the Fahrenheit on the screen for you. But yeah, I'm trying to get into the groove of things,
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Okay, so it's been a couple of hours. I've taken a shower. This is what the hair looks like when it air dries. So yeah, that's the sitch. Changed my shirt, had some lunch, and I had read The Golem and the Ginny, and I read that for about an hour and a half, 2 hours today. And I think I just got tired of reading. So I'm just wondering if I'm going to continue with that book or switch it up a little bit. It's just been such a slog to read books these last few weeks, honestly. And I just can't seem to concentrate on anything long enough to really give it my all. So the plan for this afternoon is I was going to plow through or try to plow through The Golem and the Ginny. And again, it's not a question of the story not being interesting. It's just that my mood is like not matching up with anything that I have on my physical roster right now. I have two other library books that haven't started yet. One is The Starless Crown and the other one is Space Opera. Haven't started those ones yet. And I'm actually debating if I don't want to go look for a short book on my physical TBR just to read it today or see if I can finish it today just so I can feel like I have accomplished something, because I'm not feeling very accomplished these days. All right, ignoring the mess that's up top there, I just want to show you what's down here. So I DNF'd Slender Man. I, for some reason, was under the impression that this was a novel and not some pulpy internet phenomenon. So I don't know where I was. I must have been living under a rock these last few years because I didn't even realize that this was some kind of creepypasta. It was actually my children who informed me that this was like a whole made-up thing, which I guess one could argue that any novel is a made-up thing, but for some reason I didn't realize that this was a thing. I thought it was just going to be like straight horror, classic horror, and I didn't end up continuing with it, formatting or not. I DNF'd that one pretty early. And these are the 4 books, the Ursula Le Guin books, that I ended up DNFing as well because I just couldn't make it through A Wizard of Earthsea. So yeah, it's just not, that's my tarot card collection. So yeah, it's just not been a great reading anything. So I was thinking we may travel into the abyss here. And I might try to find a shorter book in this pile someplace because I think that some of my shorter books ended up here. But I would really have to go digging to find them because they do go quite a bit deep. I have another pile up here. These are all unread, by the way. You guys may remember these from such videos as, oh, this one is kind of small. Maybe I'll read this one. I just want something that I can finish in like a day. And for some reason, it feels to me like the best person to help me with this problem is probably T. Kingfisher. But I feel like I've read a lot of her novels lately. And, you know, yes, they read super fast, but also it's kind of boring to always be vlogging about the same authors all the time. So I don't know. This is a very complainy video. I think I'm in this kind of space where I have so many books that I could be reading that I'm having a lot of trouble deciding what to read. And also it being 8 days into the month of May, and I still have not managed to finish a single print book. I'm not feeling great, you guys. I'm not feeling great about that.
12 seconds later.
Okay, so I've just gone onto the library's website and renewed the copy of The Golem and the Ginny, which has given me until May 29th to bring the book back or potentially finish it. And I think that I feel very relieved. I still did have 1 week left on my loan, but pushing it forward a couple of weeks is going to be really good for me because then I can get tackling on some of the books that I physically own on my physical TBR. And I could always just renew the other books that I have up to 3 times each, as long as I want to hang on to them. So I think that that's what I'm going to do because unless I start actually knocking out some of the books that are on my own physical TBR and not reading ARCs and not going to the library, then I don't really feel like I've made a dent in all of the money that I've spent kind of, you know, hoarding books. And I don't know, like before there was BookTube, I bought a book, I read the book, I bought another book. I never collected books to the extent that I'm collecting them now. And I'm starting to actually hate myself a little bit. So by renewing the library books, and I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I've even had to go and bring them back. Either because I lost interest in reading them or I just realized that I didn't have time, and that's fine. Space Opera and The Starless Crown may end up going back at the end of the day, but at the time that I was at the library, I liked them, they looked interesting, I brought them home, and they were definitely on my want to read list. But maybe I wasn't really being realistic about the amount of time or the success in terms of knocking my physical books off of my physical TBR, i.e. reading them or deciding to DNF them, as the case may be. I get, I guess, a little overzealous. So I think that today I'm going to work on trying to finish some of my own physical TBRs now that I have renewed the Gollum and the Ginny, and I've given myself an extra couple of weeks of time. So that's going to be the plan for this afternoon. And I think that what I'm going to do right now is make a latte macchiato. So maybe you'll come along and do that with me. So I have this little drip tray here. Well, the cup, it's like a breakfast club. And that catches the drips as the machine cleans itself. So it should get noisy pretty soon. I also got these really cool glasses that are insulated. I picked those up on Amazon. And I think that this one here, I'm going to go ahead and make with some almond milk. So I usually just take this and toss it into the sink. Got this old school Tupperware. It's where we keep the sugar. Now, one time this wasn't affixed properly and all the milk came leaking out the bottom. So I always check it. It happened to have not been put in properly. So that would have been a little messy, but I'll just put a little bit of milk in. And I don't see a leak, so it's looking good. All right, that should be about the right level. Actually, for 2 cappuccinos, I've gone a little overboard on that, but that's fine. And yeah, this is like our one gift to ourselves that we love so much. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the sugar in straight away. I like it at the bottom. And here she goes. I'll lower the volume for you guys so you don't hear the whole thing. There it is, you guys, super satisfying. And then I'm just gonna stir it all together. Super good. So I had planned to read all day. Now my book's renewed. So I think I'm gonna go and tackle a bit of my own physical TBR and see if I can't finish a book today, or at least get halfway through most of it, because God, you guys, I don't even know if this vlog is gonna see the light of day the way things are going, but we're gonna try to have some success. I decided to go with Vita Nostra. This is the dust jacket. I am currently 168 pages into it. This is a book from my physical TBR, so I'm going to be reading that one probably for the rest of the afternoon. It's just over 460 pages, I think. 200 pages might be a lot for me to do in a day because I am trying to read more slowly these days, but I will see how far I get. And, you know, hopefully by tomorrow, I will be able to have at least one finished book from my own physical TBR. So I'm going to get going on that and check in with you guys a bit later.
The next day.
So I just finished Vita Nostra and I have no idea what kind of acid trip I was just on. I'm not even sure if I understand the ending clearly, although the research that I've done has led me to believe that you're not really supposed to. It is the kind of novel that really doesn't make sense as you're reading it, but every line leads you to wanting to read the next line and the next line. And somehow I did make it to the end of this book. And I'm not sure that I am either understanding it or that I am satisfied. So I think I need to sit with this one a bit and really decide how I feel about it. I may wait a week or so before leaving my review. I do have the second one in this series. It's a series of 3. And maybe eventually when I start the second one, the ending of this one will make a little more sense to me. I don't know, but yeah, I finally did accomplish a physical book on my TBR, and I'm going to be able to take it a little easier for the rest of the afternoon. So this is good news.
A few moments later.
So I was editing the video this morning and my contact for my books for eBay actually texted me and let me know that he had about 400 books for me to pick up. So we had a little bit of a change of plans today. I will actually not be reading. We are on the road, on the way to pick up that stock, and hopefully this time we will not crash the car. So fingers crossed. And yeah, we'll maybe have some book footage that we'll actually record this time. So we'll see how it goes, if there's anything noteworthy to show you, and yeah, just have a road trip day and a bookish day.
One eternity later.
So it's the next day. I'm back at home and I have gone through all of the boxes of books for eBay that we picked up yesterday. Those are right here, right behind me. I'll give you guys a look. It's all right here. These are all going to be the ones that I'm keeping. All of the ones that I decided not to keep are already packed up. They're waiting in the car to be donated to the thrift store. So I'll see if I can remember to give you guys a clip of what the trunk looks like right now. But basically, that has been my morning. My internet is down. It's getting repaired. Apparently, some animal chewed on the fiber optic cable, or the wire. So that literally, when I left the house this morning to go pick up my stock, the internet was working. When we got back, it wasn't. We called Bell. They sent a technician this morning. And it turns out that the wire was chewed. So probably a squirrel. So yeah, the tech is here and hopefully that'll get finished sooner than later and we can go out and run our errands. In the meantime, I have made progress in The Wager, which is a nonfiction historical account of the shipwreck that happened off the coast of Patagonia. And I've made a little bit of progress in that one, maybe to about page 46 or so, because nonfiction does read a little bit slower for me. I haven't progressed in the Golub and the Ginny at all because it's just been that kind of a week and that kind of a video. But I did start and DNF Space Opera just like 5 minutes ago, and I wanted to talk to you about the reason why. So this is a library book. It looked like it had a lot of promise. The reason that I DNF this book, I think I'm just not the audience for it. There are too many run-on sentences. There are sentences that are so chock full of detail and I don't know, just too many run-on sentences where even reading in my head, I can't breathe. So after a couple of paragraphs of that, and I didn't get past like one page into chapter 2, I decided this book is not for me. I do happen to have a library hold, so I'm just going to take this one back to the library at the same time as I go and pick up that other book. And yeah, I'm sure that this is going to be a great book for somebody else if you like a space opera. It had a really good premise, but there were just too many run-on sentences and I couldn't breathe and like so many commas and just not for me. Like I'm someone that, has a degree in English literature and I studied a lot of Victorian and Edwardian lit in my uni days, and I just run-on sentences like this are, I don't know, too confusing. So I am just not comfortable in this voice, and I'm sure that this book is great for somebody who is a fan of Valente or space operas, and I'm down for a space opera, and this is a space opera that is an actual like America's Got Talent Eurovision type space opera, which again sounded like a concept that was very, very interesting to me, but just let me breathe. If I'm reading in my head, I don't want to be searching for oxygen. So it's probably a great book, but not for me. So yeah, that's gonna be it, you guys, I think, for today's vlog. I know it was a bit all over the place, but I guess if you come here, that's what you're signing up for. I really appreciate so much all those of you who have come to hang out with me today, certainly during these types of videos, which are the most trying kind. And you know that if you stayed until the end of the video, I love you so much, and I can't wait to see you again for the next video. So take care, everyone. Ciao for now.